Hey, we're here to talk about the 5 pros and the 5 cons of living in Denver, Colorado. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also give me a like and turn on those notifications because I'm going to be doing a ton more videos about Denver and the surrounding areas, all the neighborhoods, so that you get every information you want to know about living in Denver, Colorado. So make sure, again, you like and subscribe. Let's get started. Here we go. Number 1, our first reason for living in Denver, Colorado that's a pro is our outdoors and what there is to do in the great outdoors here. I'm a native of Colorado and I love the great outdoors, love being outside, love doing outdoor activities. Some of my favorite things to do are going up to the mountains along with everybody else. I love to hike, do 14ers, sometimes 13ers, see those great views when you get to the top. I love to also in the wintertime love to ski and also do backcountry skiing, and including in that I love to do hut trips, which I often ski up to, see those great views from a snowy perspective, and also stay at a hut and have a great time with lots of other people at those hut trips. So those are some of my top outdoor activities, and one of the reasons it's a pro to live in Denver, Colorado. The other pro about Denver is there's so many activities to do. We have lots of sports, lots of professional sports to watch. If you want to go do any of those activities, we got the Broncos, we got the Avs, we've got the Nuggets, and we've got the Rockies, so we've got baseball and everything covered. We even have soccer and lacrosse teams, pro teams to go watch. Plus, we've got all of our great neighborhoods and restaurants to go check out. So the other thing that's a number 2 pro for Denver, Colorado is our diverse economy. We've got a lot of different types of industries here in Denver, which also helps prop up the economy and also keeps it growing. So we have a lot of tech industries that have moved here to Colorado, and we also have aerospace, got a lot of that going on as far as business, and then there's also agriculture, and then lots of other miscellaneous little businesses, lots of startups here in Colorado, and those are always tons of fun if you like to work for a startup company. Let's talk about pro number 3, parks. I'm in a park. We have great parks in Denver, Colorado. I live just on the outskirts of Denver, but no matter where you go in Denver, we have lots of big parks, and those parks are kind of surrounded by great neighborhoods. So we have great old homes in some of those neighborhoods with great parks, and some of those, we also love our dogs in Denver, Colorado. And part of those parks are sometimes our dog parks, and we love our dogs. I love my dog. We love our dogs. We love to go to dog parks. Some of them are off-leash dog parks. We've got lots of off-leash dog parks to have fun with our pups and our dogs. Yeah, lots of dog parks. Pro number 4 is the people. So one thing I love about Denver, Colorado is I love that people tend to be really friendly, open, and open to diverse people, and also just really friendly. My husband is from the East Coast, and his perspective on things are a little different, but he does love it here just because it's so different than the East Coast. People tend to be a lot more laid back, and sometimes, like if when you're going to a play or something, people would dress up, but sometimes people show up in jeans and stuff. So I guess that's kind of a little bit of a pro or a con, but I do like the fact that people are pretty laid back and for the most part really nice and open to diversity. Number 5 pro is property tax. So if you're coming from California or some of those states where properties are more expensive, or even Texas, where properties are a little less expensive than Colorado, our property tax is generally pretty low here. So that is a pro as far as cost of living goes. But I will tell you more about cost of living in another video, so check that out. Now that we've talked about the pros of living in Denver, Colorado, let's talk about some of the cons of living in Denver, Colorado. So number one is high altitude. So if you've never been here before, we're at 5280 feet above sea level. And so it's pretty high up here. That makes it harder to breathe. And if you've never been here before and you start running or jogging, you'll notice that you'll be huffing and puffing for your breath a little bit. It's not a big deal for me. As I said, I've lived here my whole life. But some people find it really difficult. It also makes for very, very dry climate. So your skin can get pretty dry. I always have chapstick with me. And also when you're at a mile high, you need sunscreen because you're gonna get sunburned fast. So you always have to keep that in mind. So don't forget that. Con number two, population growth. So as I said before, I really love the outdoors, and so do other people. That's why they move here. But with that comes all the people moving here, lots of traffic going up the I-70 corridor to go do those outdoor activities. So if you can plan your outdoor activities on the weekdays, I'd suggest doing that. If you don't mind the population growth, still lots of fun to be doing those outdoor activities and being here. With the population growth comes con number three, traffic. So we've got lots of people moving here, and that has also made our traffic a lot worse. However, we've had lots of highway projects going on, lots of construction projects, and some of those main projects have been completed. But as you know, there's always continual projects making that better. Also, you know, there's always public transportation, but it's not far-reaching as some cities. But it will get you to a few suburbs if you want to live in neighborhoods that go directly using the light rail lines. We can help you find those neighborhoods. Let's talk about con number four. That is home prices. The average home price is around $460,000 right now, and we're talking. We are in July of 2020. I'll give you updates on that on a regular basis. But you know, you can always put your comments below and let me know what time frame you're looking at, and I can tell you what the average house price is. Right now though, if you're moving here from somewhere really expensive like New York City, or you're moving here from California, that home price isn't so high. If you're moving from the Midwest, that median home price or that average home price is going to be pretty high for you. But again, we have those lower taxes, so keep that in mind when you're hunting. Con number five, let's talk about that, homelessness. As cities grow, so does the homeless population. I've been here, like I said, my whole life, and I haven't seen as many homeless people as I have right now. And I know some of that's due to the COVID situation and things like that, which is really sad. I mean, I drove downtown the other day and I just saw, you know, like a homeless camp, and I haven't seen that ever, like in front of our Capitol before. It's the first time I've ever seen that. So if you're living right downtown in downtown Denver, you're going to see that. If you go on the outskirts, you're not going to see it as much, but I still see people holding up signs, you know, on corners where I never used to see people holding up their signs. So just keep that in mind. If you're moving to the center of Denver, it might be something you have to put up with, and it might be something that hopefully, I know that Denver has been working on, trying to figure out how we're going to handle the homeless situation. So now we've talked about the pros and cons, let's talk about a couple of those things that are a little bit iffy. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about those things that are kind of the middle of the road. So might be a pro, might be a con. One of them is marijuana. Yes, we were one of the first states to legalize marijuana, and it's really not, you know, to me, I'm kind of in the middle of it. If you know, like to do that, it's fine. If you don't have to be part of that scene. But you will see, you know, stores in certain areas but it isn't legal to do it just out in public, so you won't see that. So that could be something that could be a pro or con. On the pro side, you know, the city and also the state has made revenue based on that as a business venture. So that's kind of the pro of it. The positive, or the other kind of positive, maybe middle of the ground negative thing about Denver is the weather. So we have tons of sunshine here, which is the positive side of it, but we also have our snow. But it does melt pretty quick, but if you don't like snow, this might not be the place for you. And also we have our days where the weather can be pretty mild, but like I said before, it's pretty dry here. If you like humid climate, it might not be the climate for you. But for me, when I go somewhere that's more humid, it's like I feel sticky all day long, and I take a shower, it's like that never goes away. Here, I take a shower, I feel clean for, you know, a good day or two. So, because you're dry, you're not sticky. So those are like ones that are kind of the middle of the road, maybe for you, or might be a pro or a con for you. But if you have any questions or comments about any of these pros or cons, or the ones that are middle of the road, make sure you make a comment below, and I'll be happy to make another video for you to answer your questions. Or if you have a certain area that you're curious about, make sure you comment below, and I'm happy to make a video on that as well. Again, make sure you like or subscribe. If you have any questions about certain areas, let me know. Happy to make a video. We're gonna make tons more videos, so keep watching.